Hi, this is Pietro Schito from Write Something Great, where you'll discover actionable techniques to become a successful screenwriter. In this mini-series, you'll discover how to format a professional Hollywood script so that you can make a positive professional impression when you'll deliver your work to producers and directors. Remember that film is a collaborative art. The script you'll create will be the one document that unifies the entire crew. The director, producers, actors, costume designer, DP, everybody will start from the words you put on the page. An architect might sketch a great building on a piece of paper if he wants, but then he will have to turn in a technical blueprint that the engineers and construction crew can understand to make his creation a reality. So how does the blueprint of a movie look like? Compared to a novel, we can see how in a script there is a lot of white space. This makes one page of the script equal to roughly 1 minute of screen time. If you want, you can start your movie with the words fade in, all caps in the left margin. In modern screenplays, you might see it or not, so it's up to you. After the optional fade in transition on the left, the first thing you'll see on a screenplay is the slug line or scene heading. This marks where and when your scene is happening. Every time you change scene, you have to change your slug line. The scene changes when the location or time changes.
No!
Slug lines start with interior or exterior. Depending on where your scene is happening, we abbreviate this with INT or EXT. This section of the slug line is important because on average, most of the interiors are shot in a studio and most of exteriors are shot on location or on a backlot. This is followed by the location of where the scene is taking place. A park, someone's room, a parking lot, an office. It's important to keep the exact same name for the same location. If you write Emma's house, you cannot write just house the next time. The producer needs to be able to record the location easily, so be consistent. A good rule of thumb is to keep it as simple as possible. For instance, if there's only one house in the entire movie, then you could just write interior house. If we have multiple houses, then it's better to be specific. Interior Emma's house, interior Frank's house, and so on. In some occasions, one location can contain secondary spaces. For example, a house might have a living room, a kitchen, a bathroom. In that case, we might decide to expand the slug line like this. Interior Emma's house - kitchen or interior Emma's house - living room. The third element of a slug line is an indication of time. Is it day or night? Unless you want to drive the director of photography crazy, avoid things like early dawn, bright night, misty dusk. It's day or night. In the breakdown, the producer wants to understand how they're gonna light the scene, and night scenes are much more expensive. Yes, you can find scripts with morning, evening, dawn, dusk, or sunset, but you can also specify that in the description. Okay, now, if a character is moving from one location to another without an ellipsis, then once the time is established in the first location, in the next one we put continuous. Here's an example. After the slug line, we have an action block. Here's where you'll tell the reader what she's going to see on the screen. Remember, this needs to be shot, so describe only what can be seen or heard. Describe your characters when we first meet them, describe the location of the scene, and describe the actions happening in the scene. When you introduce a character for the first time, his or her name needs to be capitalized. This will make it stand out for the reader and will help the producer and casting director easily identify all the characters. Right after the capitalized name, you might decide to add the character's age within parentheses, or spell it out in the brief description after the name. For both characters and locations, keep the description brief and effective, leaving artistic freedom to the director, the production designer, and the actors to make their contributions. Dialogue block. Dialogue is the words your characters are saying. It starts with the name of the character that is talking, then, one space down, the dialogue. Between the name of the character and the dialogue, you can add a parenthetical to help communicate the intention or other specific indication that would not be clear otherwise, like an emotion or a simple action the character is doing while talking.
Thanks for all your help on the glasses thing.
Oh, you're welcome. Did you find them?
Use parentheticals only if they're absolutely necessary. For example, if it's already clear that the character is being sarcastic, then there is no need to add the word sarcastic in the parenthetical.
Oh, great.
So, these are the building blocks of a professionally formatted screenplay. With this, you can already start writing. In the next episodes, we'll explore how to write transitions, shot lines, flashbacks, phone calls, intercuts, montages, and more. Some people will try to scare you, telling you that even the slightest mistake will make the reader throw your script into the trash. The reality is that if you consciously break some of this rule and your story is great, experienced people will see through that. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to become a successful screenwriter, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm Pietro Schito. Go write something great.